coming up on this episode of BWN.
Birth control, free for all insurance holders. I think that's great. Only downside is should be free for everyone.
A lot of energy to be had. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes it needs to be reined in here and there, but the more that we can use that to kind of fuel our success, the more success we're going to have.
A sign of gross incompetence on behalf of the Trump administration.
Good morning. It's April 7th. Welcome back to BWN. I'm Kate Selkowitz here with your late March and early April news. Thanks for tuning in. On Saturday, March 22nd, a bomb threat disrupted a celebration outside Wander Berkshires, leaving dozens huddled together in the cold night air. For organizers behind the event, it became a rallying cry for action. The threat, emailed to a Pittsfield Public Schools administrator, was confirmed to be a hoax, but it did succeed in cutting short the Drag Story Extravaganza, a fundraiser celebrating the first anniversary of Drag Story Hour Berkshires, featuring local drag queens and storytelling. Jay Santangelo, the owner of Wander and a member of the trans community, says this was the cafe's first bomb threat. Despite the challenges, Wander and its partners remain committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community, stating that the false threat has only made them more determined to stand together and create safe spaces. Ever wanted your insurance to cover birth control or prenatal vitamins? Well, for Massachusetts state insurance holders, the dream has come true. Our BWN field reporter Tony is out on campus talking to students.
In the aftermath of the Healey-Driscoll administration in the state of Massachusetts making birth control and prenatal vitamins free for all insured persons, we are here to talk with students at MCLA about how they feel and how that affects us.
So prenatal vitamins and birth control, free for all insurance holders. I think that's great. Only downside is should be free for everyone and everybody. You know, I think it's crazy that we charge people for this kind of stuff.
People that come here don't always have like the most money and stuff like that, and we really shouldn't have to like pay for like stuff like that because no one really, well, a taboo topic is no one really asks sometimes to get pregnant, and I think that it should be the government's responsibility to help women get the essential vitamins they need.
I think it makes me feel good that birth control is free because not everyone has the money to pay for insurance, so the opportunity for it to be free for everybody is just really good.
More healthcare stuff should be free and widely accessible.
I think it's a good thing. However, with people those who don't have insurance, people struggle to find that alternative care that they need especially for women. And overall, I think it's a great thing for those who do have insurance, but for those that don't, I think it's a poor outcome.
Yeah, I think it's a good step in the right direction. But yeah, I think preferably I'd prefer that all of it be free and none of it have to be paid for. Yeah.
Every April 1st, a big colorful banner is usually hung above the porch of the Red Lion Inn in Stockbridge, but not this year. For over 20 years, the Fitzpatrick family has delighted guests with funny April Fool's Day pranks. Past banners have included jokes like, "This is the sign you've been waiting for." But this year, however, the owners decided against a prank, instead placing a large poster of the U.S. Constitution at the entrance. Sarah Eustace, CEO of Main Street Hospitality, explained that given the current political climate, it didn't feel right, saying they're not willing to joke about what's going on right now, and that the display is not meant to be political, but a reminder of the country's core values. She reassured fans of the tradition that this is just a one-time break and the fun will return in the future. During MCLA's spring break, the Have Hope Peer Recovery Center in North Adams celebrated 1 year in business. Countless friends and family of Have Hope members showed up in support of those in recovery. Our field reporter Tony Marie Basil was there on scene.
On Sunday, March 23rd, I visited the Have Hope Peer Recovery Center in downtown North Adams for their 1-year anniversary celebration. There was nothing but smiles and pride around the room from their clients and their families. Over the past year, they have strived to, quote, bring the fun back into recovery, something that Director Rebecca Dodge stands by, and that showed in this 1-year celebration. Now let's take an inside look at the party.
Mama, take this badge from me.
At this celebration, the highlights include a fantastic live band, the enticing promise of delicious tacos, and exciting raffles. Members invited their families to showcase any of their artwork and the incredible progress they've made in the past months. Members of the community, including myself, were there to show our support and ensure everyone felt welcomed and appreciated. Members in active recovery had the opportunity to share their stories, and one man shared his and received a standing ovation from the entire room.
37 years of bad decisions and bad places I had to change. I just wanted to be sober. I found out about the Half Hope Peer Recovery and that place and the people that helped me change my thinking, which helped me change my lifestyle, which changed my life. After 3 detoxes, trips, and including one out of state, when I got back was the first time I can say I've been at peace with myself. I'm 9 months sober standing with you guys today.
Feels like I'm knocking on the recovery center's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 yeah.
The Healey-Driscoll administration is criticizing the Trump administration's decision to cut $106 million in K-12 education funding for Massachusetts. The announcement came on Friday evening, just minutes before the Federal Education Stabilization Fund's deadline ended. Nationwide, this decision impacts over $2 billion across 41 states. Governor Maura Healey expressed her anger, saying this funding was essential for helping students deal with learning loss and mental health issues as they recover from the pandemic, and that taking away these funds puts important services like mental health care and math tutoring at risk. Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll noted that Massachusetts does not have the resources to replace this lost funding, warning of long-term harm to students and schools. The funding was meant for important projects like improving air quality in schools and enhancing security. With many projects already in progress, this sudden cut threatens educational progress in Massachusetts, leaving educators and lawmakers worried about the future. Have you ever texted the wrong person when you certainly didn't intend to? Well, so did the U.S. Secretary of Defense. Let's go to Tony, who's talking with students about this monumental mess up.
Recently, we've heard Trump officials, including the U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, texted Yemen war plans to a group chat with a journalist from The Atlantic. We are here talking with MCLA students. What are their reactions?
There's a new era of war, and war has advanced, so I don't think we should be going to texting about certain subjects. I mean, you learn that from an early age of technology safety and always have passwords.
So yeah, you just give us your thoughts.
It's irritating just to see just how careless and reckless they were.
The idea that like our government information is being shared in an iMessage group chat, I think is nuts. Firstly, inhumane that they're talking about bombing innocent individuals while like putting thumbs up and fire emojis.
I mean, our country's usually kind of good about that stuff. So the fact that that happened just kind of like shows that there's some issues with people that are in charge right now.
I think is a sign of gross incompetence on behalf of the Trump administration.
We're now ruled in a Call of Duty group chat.
But also, I got like reprimanded in like at work for like accidentally sending a work email to the wrong person, let alone sending classified government information to a news reporter who's not in my cabinet.
Yeah, I for sure think it's pretty scary.
Talking about very sensitive information. And with that kind of leak, we're talking about people from all across the globe getting access to that, which I think weakens national security. I think weakens our position across the globe.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents made a dramatic entrance in Lowell on March 19th, arriving in an armored vehicle and camouflage uniforms. This military-style approach seemed out of place in the city as witnesses reported seeing the armored vehicle parked at the U.S. Post Office on Father Morissette Boulevard. Marked with Department of Homeland Security and ICE, the vehicle was part of a week-long operation that resulted in 370 arrests statewide, including one man wanted for homicide. However, the ICE team mistakenly targeted the wrong building in the Market Street complex. A resident explained that all 3 condo buildings share the same address, causing confusion. ICE agents left the scene after realizing they were looking for the wrong people. The city of Pittsfield has officially declared itself a sanctuary city for transgender and gender diverse individuals, taking a firm stand against recent federal actions that critics say target the LGBTQ+ community. The resolution, passed unanimously by the City Council on March 11th, ensures that no city resources will be used to enforce policies that restrict access to gender-affirming health care. It also offers protection for healthcare providers, patients, and supporters involved in that care. Pittsfield School Committee member and MCLA student William Garrity voiced strong support during the council meeting, calling the resolution a necessary defense against what he described as a hate-driven oppression coming from the federal level. North Adams has also voted to adopt sanctuary status, joining Pittsfield in a growing regional movement to protect the rights and safety of transgender residents. BWN field reporter Alex Conklin has more information.
The cities of North Adams and Pittsfield is taking a stand for transgender rights. Both city councils voted to ensure protections for the community. Supporters say it's a vital step towards safety, inclusion, and affirming transgender residents' rights. I spoke with William Garrity with more information about this.
It's mainly I think it's a show of force that the city, both the city of Pittsfield and the city of North Adams, will help to protect their transgender citizens and also workers from federal interference at the federal level. So say like federal government tries to ban stuff like gender affirming care, or says you can't employ transgender people or you must discriminate against them. The cities of Pittsfield and North Adams won't stand for that, and will make sure that their police departments don't enforce it. They'll make sure their managers don't enforce whatever the federal government decides to do that will harm transgender people. And I think that's just really powerful statement for both cities to make. Back in the end of January, I was reading an iBerkshire's article saying the North Adams City Council passed a resolution in support of transgender and LGBTQ+ people. And when I saw that, it was kind of the spark in my mind to start pushing it at the bodies that I have control over. And so, because I serve in the Pittsfield School Committee, I was starting to draft my own resolution. But at the same time, I saw a resolution come up in Worcester regarding LGBTQ+ Safe Schools resolution. So I brought that forward to the school committee at the end of February, and that passed unanimously. And I also saw that Worcester was doing a transgender sanctuary city resolution that passed their city council in February. I reached out to City Council Alyssa Costa in Pittsfield, because I know she's a strong advocate for LGBTQ+ people, saying, hey, do you want to put this forward to the city council? She agreed. And then we got widespread community support for the resolution that went forward to city council. We had a lot of public speakers, and this city council voted unanimously to adopt the resolution. And that led to a domino effect where North Adams City Council also put forward the same resolution, and also it passed that council as well.
Reporting for BWN, back to the studio.
We Got the Juice, a new smoothie shop in Adams, has been thriving since its opening a few weeks ago. Co-owners Martin Davis Jr. and Sasha Solomon, who have been together for 13 years, started the business after facing health issues and struggling to find healthy options. After receiving a $7,000 grant from the city, the pair found a suitable location at 50 Summer Street. Davis and Solomon use only natural ingredients, avoiding frozen foods and dairy, and say their aim is to boost community health. They're already considering future expansion, including a mobile option to reach more areas lacking healthy food choices. We Got the Juice is currently open Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Adams. MCLA women's softball has hit the ground running with new players, tactics, and a brand new coach this spring. The Trailblazers have already put up impressive wins this season, both during the spring break series in Florida and here back north. I spoke with head coach Zach Farber to see how the team is finding success.
MCLA women's softball has had a strong start to their season under the direction of newly hired head coach Zach Farber.
Despite a tumultuous fall ball season that saw the hiring and then abrupt departure of Farber's predecessor, Todd Galonia, before the first practice could even take place, the team has come into their own this spring, putting up a great showing during their season start in Florida.
We struggled at first. I mean, we started off 1-6. It was a bit of a slow start, and then we came out of a pretty bad loss to Milliken and had to turn right around and play St. Norbert in the stadium under the lights for a night game, kind of big stage, and the girls stepped up to it and put up 15 runs in that game. Got out of there in 5 innings with the Mercy Rule win, and ever since then kind of haven't looked back. And I think it was kind of just one of those situations where we needed to figure out exactly what it would take in game for us to be successful and win, in terms, not just in terms of what we're doing on the field, but like we were talking about, the energy that we had. And I think since we figured that out, it's been contagious and something that's stuck around for us.
Farber's arrival to MCLA hasn't been ideal, coming late in the academic year, but he says the team has made it easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were some challenges in terms of the kind of administration side and the day-to-day work that goes on with coaching a college team. But for the most part, I think, softball, and being able to have a group that was very accepting coming in and kind of bought in pretty quickly to, my philosophy and kind of what I wanted to see from them made the transition a whole lot easier.
It's not just a new school, it's a new level. MCLA is Farber's first foray into college softball.
Yeah, so came to MCLA after coaching high school ball and travel ball for a few years. Coached down in Saugerties for a while, and coached in the Albany area with some travel ball teams. So I've been in softball now for probably 8 to 10 years, but first time doing the college game.
But already, he and the team are getting great results from a good rapport.
I think this was a group that had been through a lot of adversity in the past couple of years, and really needed just someone to come in and believe in them. And we, right from the jump, talked about competing as one group, one team, and making sure that we were giving it everything we had, whether that was in the classroom, on the field, during practice, whatever we were doing, just making sure we were going 100% every minute, every time. And I think we've finally kind of gotten there as a group, and the results are kind of showing it.
That 100% attitude translated into a 7-game winning streak that started during the Trailblazers spring break series in Florida and followed them home to MCLA.
Yeah, I mean, first thing I knew, and I saw just from the lunch I had with them when I came for the interview process, was the energy of this group, and that there's a lot of energy to be had. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes it needs to be reined in here and there, but the more that we can use that to kind of fuel our success, the more success we're going to have. So really love the energy of this group. They come in, have fun every day, and even though we're having fun, we're still getting our work in, and it makes it more enjoyable to be a part of.
According to Farber, that energy is setting the team up for a great season.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, they've got a taste of winning. They want to keep going, so they're excited to come to practice every day. It's a great feeling to have as a coach when your full team's excited to be there, and it's a group that just wants to keep building and kind of change the narrative around MCLA softball from the past few years.
That's all we have for you today, but there's more to come, so make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, MCLA Beacon, and following us on Instagram at MCLABWN, so you're always up to date. Thanks for joining us. On behalf of the BWN team, I'm Kate Selkowitz. Have a great day.